Cavalry. I am your host, Andrew Slater, and joining me is my co-host, Johnny Beaner. Johnny, how are you doing?
Good, thanks for having me. It's good to be on the Cavalry.
Yeah, I decided we needed like a better sort of intro.
An official opening?
Yeah, because what if people are listening to this for the first time and don't know who we are?
That'd be confusing, but okay.
Now they have the requisite information, which are names they've never heard of. But no.
So you're saying, what if people took their phone out, opened the podcast app, and just blindly touched the screen all over without reading?
I mean, you'd have to scroll. You'd have to scroll for a while, I'd assume. But yeah, blindly scrolled for an hour and then touched the screen and picked.
Or maybe it was just maybe it was a referral. Maybe.
But a lot of these podcasts, sometimes I listen to them. There's a whole recorded, song and dance about what the podcast is and what they're going to talk about, what they're going to do. So I'm just inching us towards that.
Yeah.
Anyway, how was your week, dude?
It was good. It was good. I was a little sick yesterday, if you can believe it. I did the. I'll tell you. So I did.
COVID.
It was not COVID. I went to I did a weekend in Windham, Minnesota. It was at this is the one I've been plugging for a month, where the Friday night show was a reserved party for teachers, and it was packed and it was great. And then Saturday was open to the public, very lightly attended because there was a farm convention happening in town. That pulled everyone.
I was trying to warn you about that farm. You don't want to go head to head with the farm convention.
Oh, I know. But so there were still, people there. It was like a little less than half full. They were drunk and they were rowdy. But it's like 5.5 or 6 hours from home. And that was when I was planning on leaving the gig after the show, driving to Madison, and then doing the half marathon at 7 in the morning after getting in at, I got in at 4:30 in the morning. But I got an email that said the cutoff, like you can't sign up anymore. And I just didn't do it. That's not the only reason I didn't do it. But I think I should have stayed overnight. My wife was like, you just stay overnight, get some sleep in, and then drive home the next day. I don't like you driving at night. And why are you doing it? But then I feel like when you drive, when you stay over, then you drive the next day, you get home the next night and you're like, well, I missed a whole day.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't miss the whole day. Like you missed the day with your family.
Right.
Whatever. But I mean,
her argument is, well, yeah, you're here, but you're a piece of shit because you're sleeping in bed and then you're tired all day. So what's the point of you being here anyway?
Well, and like the risk reward of dying to getting that extra day.
I don't know. That's true. I mean, especially when it's like, because it had just started snowing here. So it's not like
the reasons are going to keep getting like more and more ridiculous why you should have just stayed. Yeah. And that state trooper told me turn around right now or it's a death sentence if I continue. I was like, I mean, what does he know?
Right. What does he know?
And then there's that serial killer who left that note in my room saying if I leave,
he'll follow me.
If I leave the hotel tonight, he'll kill me. But I was like, I mean, that could be anybody. I mean, that could happen to you crossing the street. You gotta live your life.
I get those after shows all the time.
Yeah, I always get death threats after shows.
But it worked out. But I think it ruined my immune system and also I was super tired. I got no sleep because I got home. Both kids and dogs were in the bed with my wife. So I was like, oh, I can't sleep in there. So I just slept on the couch from 4:30 to 6:30. And then I moved to my bed. And then the kids woke me up at 10 anyway. So I was like super exhausted all day. And then I went for a run at, 10 p.m. in the cold. And it's starting to get cold.
It's just such addict behavior.
I basically did everything you would do if you were trying to get sick.
And you licked some doorknobs at the hospital and called it a day.
That's just good luck.
What did the sickness manifested itself just in like tiredness or whatever? Because
I think I got something light because I could the next night, like Sunday night, I woke up at like 3 or 4 in the morning with chills. Like my teeth were chattering and I had the chills and I was under all the
Oh,
covers. And I just could not fall back to sleep because I was like freezing. And then I had body aches. And the next I was just like, my brain was all foggy and
oh,
I
maybe
was
it's the
so
flu.
achy. It may have
Everyone's
been the flu.
they're saying that
But then the
everyone's
next
getting
day,
the flu.
Monday, I felt fine. Or Tuesday, today.
I'm getting my flu shot tomorrow. Shout out
Ooh,
to
get one
me.
for me.
Yeah, no, you already had it. You're good.
Oh, that's right, I did. How'd you know?
You
Did I
had your
tell you
flu
that?
shot, or you just had the flu? I
No,
was thinking.
I got the flu shot.
Oh, you
At
did
my
get the flu shot.
yeah, because I went to an appointment with my daughter, and the nurse was like, "Oh, do you want to get one too?" And I was like, "Oh, sure."
Hell yeah. You're like lollipop. They're like, no, flu shot. I'm like, all right, fine.
But will I get a lollipop if I get the flu shot?
I'm in that thing. Yeah, like I think the same thing happens to me. I get like, I've thought I've had COVID probably 100 times since COVID started. Like I swear to God, every 2 months
Oh, really?
I think I'm getting it, and then I get like a little like scratchy throat or just like a little drip. Probably
Yeah.
something I would have never noticed, and now I'm so paranoid about it because I just don't want to get sick. I've got all these sort of I bought these things at the drugstore one time. These like zinc, like Zicam, that you're
Sure.
supposed to start taking them the second you get a cold, and then it's supposed to like either shorten the cold or ward off the cold by like, and you literally rub the zinc. It's like a COVID test, but then it's covered in like it's like a swab, and you put it up your nose every like 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, so
I have never heard of that.
I've used it a couple times. And like who knows if it's working or not, or you just were never gonna get sick
Yeah.
anyway, and you're just being a paranoid, whatever. So, but then like I've also noticed I've started to get nosebleeds, and I was telling Heidi like, God, I'm getting like these nosebleeds all the time, and I've never had nosebleeds, and I'm like kind of worried about it. And then the other last weekend it was like a Thursday night. I think I had a show in Salem, and same thing. I was like, oh man, I feel like God. I hope this isn't anything. So I started doing the zinc, and then immediately I got a nosebleed. I was like, oh, okay, this shit is for sure
Heidi, you got to
ripping
help
my.
me. Every time I take these tests, I get a
I
nosebleed.
know. Every time I shove this chemical up my nose, I start to bleed. What's the connection? So I don't know. It keeps you from getting colds, but it does make you bleed uncontrollably.
See, it
You
sounds like
decide.
I'm the opposite of you. Like you're like, oh, I've thought I've gotten the COVID so many times, but I'm like, I probably did get COVID a bunch of times and was like, nah, that's probably nothing.
Well, yeah, I want that. That's the thing. It's like I feel like I used to be like that, but now it's like this. If you officially have COVID, it just ruins your life, and like, and all the shit you have to cancel and everything. So
Yeah,
I'm like so paranoid about it.
yeah,
And then I also just like I'm just sick of being thinking about it. But whatever.
I hear you.
Um,
So, I know this is our podcast. It's an audio format, but I have to address that you see. This is a perfect example of you looking like you have your mustache again.
no, but see, like it's the
Yes.
same. It's the
It does
same.
not look. It looks thicker above your lip than the rest of it.
All right. I
Maybe it's
think
shadow, but that's what
maybe
it
it's
looks
a
like.
zoom. Maybe it's my ring light or something. But like it's this definitely it's
I could draw where your mustache ends.
well, it's definitely the same length because I use a one of those Norelco One Touch with a guide.
Well,
So
when
I
did you use
know
it?
that it's
Today?
no. I don't shave every day. That's the other thing is I shave
Yeah,
like
but that's what I mean.
every
Maybe
third
this
day or
grows
something.
faster than this.
Maybe it grows faster or maybe it's darker. I know I have seen some gray hairs in my on
Oh,
my chinny chin.
look at this.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're
Oh,
doing
I
it
got
to
it.
yourself with all this goddamn driving till 5 in the morning and then getting up and running a marathon bullshit.
I saw your was that tweet from today. That was so true. That
About
tweet
what?
about the Midwestern, like oh, it's just a 14-hour drive. Yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't me. But that is something I
I
would
thought you
say.
tagged me in it. You like
Oh, I
mentioned it.
tagged you in someone else's tweet. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
tagged me as a comment in someone else's tweet. Yeah.
I know. Dude, I know.
But you know what? that is true for me. Up to 8 hours now. I'll do 8 and under.
You're crazy.
It used to be like 10 or 12 and under.
It's just nuts. I don't understand it. Why don't you? If I were you, I just if I'm going that, I'm taking the train, baby. I'm like so in on
Oh,
trains. The
I'm
train
not
is
a
the
train guy.
best. Really?
I wish
Oh,
I was. It's all
amazing.
semantics. Like I wish it's the logistics of it. Like isn't it a pain in the ass? You got to get yourself to the place.
No, I took the train. Okay, so I was in Chicago to Milwaukee, right? And I was like, how am I gonna get, And I was like, I guess I could rent a car because this resort gig 2 weeks ago, they would pick you up from the Milwaukee airport, but that was it. They weren't gonna go pick me up from anywhere else. So I took the Amtrak. Fuck it, it was like I can't even remember, like $25.
Yeah.
Just a big cushy seat. Had no one ever sat next to me. No security. You just walk right on. You can get there 10 minutes before. It's right downtown, so it was like I walked to it from the hotel I was staying at in Chicago. Took like an hour. They made like 2 or 3 stops, and they had a stop at the airport. Like I didn't even have to like fool around with going from downtown. They like that train just stopped at the airport in Milwaukee.
And you got off?
Yeah, it was amazing, and the
See,
guy was right there to
I'm
pick me
too
up.
lazy like Google, where's the train station? How am I going to
It's so nice, man. Like, I wish I could just be one of those eccentric millionaire comics who gets scared of flying or driving or something. And then I just be like, I'll do any gig, but I have to be able to get there by train. You have to pay for me to have like a private, coach,
You
my
have
own
plenty of
car.
space? Like it's better it's you have plenty of space?
Oh, yeah. Wait, it's nothing like a flight. Like, it's like the chair is probably like 3 times the size of like a first class flight. Like, it's that big. It's this giant, huge.
Yeah, I mean, but you didn't have to share. I mean, what if people sit by you? What if it's crowded?
No, but I'm saying like even in that scenario, you would have so much space, you would never worry about someone sitting next to you. But in this scenario, no one happened to sit next to me.
Wow.
It's great.
Is there
Outlets.
train? Are there trains that go in and out of Madison?
That's a great question. You would have to Google it. You're never
See?
gonna know.
Yeah, there you go. We just reached a dead end. You can't tell me right now.
You are literally doing a podcast, talking into a computer with a screen coming back to you from a guy from Portland, Oregon. It's all being recorded and it'll all go out onto everybody else's phones where they can download it in a second. But you're like, I can't ever figure out how.
If there's a train station in my city. You know what? You all right? You
Do it. You know
shamed
what?
me. I'm going to
Google
look
it
it up
right
right
now.
now.
Okay, I was
All
just
right.
about to do it for you.
You talk about something while I.
I'll stall.
Okay.
I don't know, and I the like my mother-in-law, she was going to Montana, right? And so she was gonna fly. It's very expensive. So they were like, you know what? Why don't you take the train? And it takes like it's so long because they make stops, like 12 hours from Portland to like Whitefish, Montana. But then I was so jealous. I was like, she gets on like at 4 o'clock. She got one of those rooms too, where you have your own bed, a little like, you know what I mean. So she had her own little space. She could like
Ooh, like
sleep
in
on the train.
what is it? Trading Places?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, man, that just sounds like the perfect way to get places.
How
I want
long
to
was
like
her
set up a
train
whole
ride?
tour where you just stop. It's just train stops. Get Amtrak to sponsor it.
So this
I'm not.
Amtrak does stop in Dutch Mill Park
Where's that?
in Madison, Wisconsin, I guess. But okay. So then what?
What else do you want? You're like, well, I don't see it by my house. Is that on my street? Let me see here.
All
Nope.
right. Let me
Does
see.
not. It does not pull into my garage.
All right, so I'm on the west side and it's on the northeast side. But it's closer than the airport. It is closer than the airport.
Dude,
So now,
if I were
how do
you,
I
I'm
find
taking
out
trains
where
everywhere. Because then you could take a train to like these stupid gigs, you know?
schedule?
Like when you
Oh, here we go.
do
So I'll click on destinations and that'll tell me Uh,
Like,
I'm
like
getting very, I'm
how
getting very
long?
tired.
How? Just your face. You look so disgusted with this process. How long is the drive to Omaha? You're doing Omaha, right?
Yeah, I'm doing home all. Well, that one I'm for sure driving because I'm taking the family.
Oh,
But
okay.
let's say, all right, let's say it is Omaha, or let's say Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids, great. How long is
Grand.
that drive normally?
Um, I don't know. I don't think I've gone there since we've lived in Madison.
Oh,
Let me look.
yeah, you do. You're looking up everything. I'll look up that. You look up the other thing.
All right,
Okay, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
5 hours and 20 minutes by car.
Okay.
All right, so now this. Oh boy! All right, so now I got to pick a date. They just don't make this easy.
You gotta pick a day.
All right,
I
add
just
range.
imagine a guy screaming at the airlines, showing up, trying to buy a ticket. Whoa, who? Why do you need to know what day? Just give me the ticket. I'll come when I want to come. I don't want
My
to know what time.
podcast partner told me it was easy. I don't know why you people are giving me such a hard time. All right, departs 11:30 a.m. Arrives. Are you listening?
Yeah.
11:34 p.m.
Okay, that's a long. That's a long day, and it's only 5 hours via car.
It's 5 hours 20 minutes via car.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
that's
and here, see, this is their point proven. It says right here, multiple services,
oh,
which
so that
means,
that's why it's so long, because you'd have to get off and switch trains.
yeah.
Okay. Well, so there you go. That's not ideal. I agree with you on that. It's not going to work every time. I'm just big on. It's just more for me. It's like the experience because it's like so laid back. No one's even checking your ticket till you're on the train. You know what I mean? Like there's no. They just get on. You pick your seat. It's a giant seat. No one's pushing you around.
And then,
You
oh,
know.
so it's like in the movie, they come around and
Yeah,
like
and a
the
guy in a
train's
stupid
moving.
hat.
Yeah,
And
he's
he's
got
got
the
his
silly
big
hat on.
silly
What
hat.
happened? What do they do if you're like, yeah, it's in my other, I
They
fell out the window.
kick you off. Next stop.
Yeah, next stop. Can't you
Well,
like, can't you just hide?
where you gonna?
I don't know, the bathroom.
Well, yeah, those are called stowaways or like bums, like
But I mean, if
railroad
you see the guy coming, he's in the train car
scamps.
ahead of you, and you see him coming, clicking things, and you're like, "Oh shit, he's almost to ours," and then you like pass
Johnny,
him.
Johnny, I'm sure if that was your goal, you could g- travel via rail somehow and avoid the ticket taker man. But the train people are a more sophisticated sort. It's not the type of people who are trying to scam the system. It's just real citizens enjoying the simple pleasure of seeing the United States of America via rail.
That's why you don't see World Star cell phone footage of people
No, no,
screaming at each other on the
that's true.
train.
Like for a while, maybe trains used to be crazy, but now it's like subway trains or like city trains are crazy. But like Amtrak is probably the most sophisticated, and then flights are now like basically buses in the sky, and then
Yeah,
buses are still
yeah.
names.
You've inspired me. Now, you know what? I reached out to the Lincoln Lodge. If I figure out a date, that'd be the perfect one.
There you
Madison to
go.
Chicago.
There you go.
How far is the train station in Chicago from the Lincoln Lodge?
Well, it's not. I mean, then you get into Chicago and they have their own like, the loop thing or whatever. So you got to get on the
I'm not
Chicago
familiar.
train.
The what? The
The
L?
elevated, yeah, the L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to take that because
So you get off the
Link,
Amtrak and then you get on their little mini
yeah,
system.
and it's like 2 or 3 stops because
Oh,
the
okay.
the Lincoln
And
Lodge
good.
is
And your
not
phone, you can figure all that out on your phone. So I can just
all
be
on
like,
your phone. I mean, what can't you figure? Every question you've ever had, you can figure out all on your phone. I love that you're like, so they've updated these phones to public transportation. Yeah, they got that too.
Yeah. All right. All right. You've pointed out, you've highlighted something because I've always known this about myself, but I've never really addressed it or thought about it. But yeah, I've just always been anti-train because I'm just like, no thanks. That just sounds like a headache.
Well, it used to be, yeah. Like I remember trying to figure out like the subway and stuff before it's the same thing as driving though. Like before cell phones, yeah, it was a nightmare, you know?
Yeah.
You could get lost. It was very, very it was an
But
annoying
I feel like
time.
I didn't think that then because I lived in Milwaukee and my brother Scott is always telling me, "Oh, you take the train down to Chicago. It's so great." And I was like, you know what? I'll just print out MapQuest directions. I'll plan out my everywhere I want to go before I leave my house.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, back then before cell phones, the train was probably simpler from Milwaukee to Chicago than
Yeah,
driving because there was like literally no, you
no
know what I mean?
stops.
You
Yeah,
cannot miss it. I mean, there's stops, but like you'll see the big buildings. It's not like you're underground or something. Like
yeah.
they say Chicago.
Is that my Chicago?
Now, is this the Chicago? I did get confused because there was like I saw in the re- metro station, whatever the Chicago train. There's the Metra, then there's
Yeah.
their like L, and then there's the Amtrak, and then the Metra had a train to Milwaukee, and I was like, oh, which one am I on, the Amtrak or the? And he was like, that's Milwaukee Street in Chicago. I was like, oh, okay, okay, gotcha. You guys might want to label that a little better or something, but
Yeah.
anyway, should we get into it?
We probably should,
Do you have any
right?
specific pre-show discussion
Uh, I,
topics? I don't want to miss anything. Oh, I will
uh,
say about Rowdy. I also had a Rowdy crowd on Saturday. It was at this Chehalis golf course,
yeah.
and the guy, I don't know. I'm getting a little like, I know I went on my rant earlier about how crowds were like people posting crowd work videos is not ruining comedy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, we've both talked about this. Is behavior getting worse? Does it seem like they're getting worse than they used to be? Because now it's like almost the norm. I saw an old lady. She was old, so she has no excuse. She's not like some millennial. She was like probably in her 70s. Just took a phone call, front
Oh
row.
my
Just
god.
started chalking on the phone. Another guy. I'm like wrapping up, and I try to say something, gracious about them coming, or grateful to be here or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about my website, and the guy just goes, "Do you sell meat on there?" And I was like, "What?" And then it occurred to me before I was talking about like vegetarians or something like 20 minutes ago. I was like, "You guys are just like, I don't know. It's like stupid. You're like the stupid kids, like the
Guys, I don't mean
remedial.
any offense, but like listening to you, are you guys stupid?
Are you stupid as shit? You're just like the shitty kids in school that they put in the remedial class because no one had any hope for them. These are the crowds I'm getting lately.
I I have a I had a video or a no. Did you see? You are on TikTok. How often do you like browse scroll through TikTok?
Almost, almost never, especially when I just post a video and I see it starting to get comments. Then I'm like, I do not want to read those comments because it's always like turns into some political flame war thing. Even doesn't matter what the joke is about.
Yeah.
So when I do scroll through, it's usually like not people I follow either. It's like,
Yeah, it's always like for you, or it's not even
yeah.
for you. It's just the random.
So
Cause like,
I try not to.
I mean, I did. I just posted I posted a video, old joke, like super old joke. But I was like, I don't think I've ever posted this,
Hmm.
and it's just the beaner wiener,
Right.
whatever, and it got flagged.
Just the Beaner Wiener classic.
Yeah, beaner wiener, typical.
You know,
You Johnny Beaner has a tiny wiener, and I checked on it like later in the day. I posted it, I think this morning, and it was like the sound has been removed from your video
I
because
know
it
what this is.
violates community standards. I don't even cuss in it. The worst thing I say is wiener, and oh, this kid, why are we making fun of me? We should be making fun of the kid that's hung like a horse, and that's all I say. And the sound got removed, so it got, I think it had zero views because the algorithm isn't going to put a flagged video in front of
Yeah.
people that aren't following me. So it got like 0 views. So obviously I pulled it off, but I took a screen grab because it's like, I just think it blows my mind that that'll get flagged because sometimes if I'm just sitting on the toilet, I'll scroll, and it's like, I mean, there are girls spreading their butt cheeks, with the caption, morning yoga, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah. Well,
really? I
they're very
can't tell a wiener
flexible.
joke.
Well, I'll tell you what that was. Two things that are going on there. Either A, they like flagged it because it's like in the world of like children's penises, and these are all Chinese censors, so they're not able to like. Sometimes shit gets lost in translations, like, oh god, he's talking about kids' dicks or something, and then it's just like, whatever. We're gonna
Get
err
him
on the
out of
side of
here.
caution. Or it's I've had videos get pulled because if a joke was on an old album and it's
Yeah, I thought
told
about that, but it's
similarly.
not that.
That's not that. Okay, so
No,
it's option A. It's the
yeah,
Chinese are sensitive about children penis jokes.
that's so crazy.
Lighten up, China.
Yeah.
You're talking
Oh,
about
we
your.
gotta keep this place clean. We gotta make room for more, wrinkles from women's sphincters. Whatever.
Whatever. All right, let's get into it, shall we, Johnny? What do you need backup on this week?
All right. This is what I need backup on. It's probably gonna be quick, but very passionate. It always bothers me. Ever since they have maintained, they always change the layout of the. They used to always change the layout of the iPhone. They would change. Oh, they put the buttons on top, on the sides, and now it seems like they've settled. The last, at least 5 models, they've got the volume on the side and the power button on the right.
Yes.
I don't I don't know why they don't put the power button back on top, because my camera roll
Oh,
is just filled with screen grabs of my homepage, from taking it out of my pocket, from holding it. How is it like? It's an oversight, and they have
it's
not fixed it.
so bad. It's so bad. I feel like it's worse on this latest phone. There's something about it, and I'm doing that constantly as well.
Which phone do you
Constantly.
have?
The 12, I think.
Okay, yeah, I think they're on the 14. Mine's the 11. But I mean, and I know because I don't think they've had it on the top since, like, what, the six,
Well, it's
five.
a nightmare, and I feel like that always happens when it's the most embarrassing. So it's like you're googling how to make an egg or something. It's always like the most stupid, mundane, boring. You know, you're
Yeah.
like, how many tickets have I sold for the show coming up? 4. You're like, and that's the screen grab somehow you get. Like, it's always the worst thing. It's never like someone texting you how great you are.
Yeah, mine is always just literally.
Your
It's
homepage.
just, yeah. What the hell? This is this.
Yeah. Do you delete them? I try to delete them right away. I get so embarrassed.
Oh yeah, I do.
I never feel older in my life because that's like old man behavior.
Yeah.
I'm taking screen grabs on my. Well, I can't figure this thing out.
Yeah, it's annoying. What's the downside of having it on top?
Or why can't they make it like
Why did they put it on the side?
I don't know. Because it's the top volume button and the power button together,
I
right?
guess. Yeah, it's the power button and
I will
one of the
say the
volume.
screen grab is so convenient. I mean, it's a very convenient feature.
But
But
how
like,
hard would it be to do it this way? Click, click, click,
I
click.
don't know. Answer yourselves, Apple.
Oh my god. It's
I have
ridiculous.
no idea. They probably spent billions of dollars of research trying to decide why. But
Well, clearly you're backing me up because it
I'm
happens.
backing you up because I do it all the time. I
Yeah,
do it constantly,
I hate
and
it.
it's yeah, it's very frustrating. And it's stupid because you're like, oh my god, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. It's not like something that like, you know what I
I know,
mean?
but
It makes
it's that OCD in my head where I'm like, I
yes,
have to delete it right away because I'm scared I
right.
won't. So I have to get out of the app that I'm utilizing,
But it's not
go to
like
my
it.
photos.
It's not like a disposable camera and you've used up one of your
Right.
24 photos or something. You
Right.
know? It's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. What do you
I
need back?
I do feel like that though sometimes like with pictures. I am moving away from that thing where like because sometimes you hand someone your phone, you're like, hey, can you take a picture of us? And then they hand it back like they're like, oh, I took a million. Don't worry. But then I'm like, that was too many because now it's like a 45-minute process for me to scroll. Well,
Yeah.
that one's slightly better than that one. These 15 go in the maybes.
Yeah.
These 25, you know what I mean?
You gave me too many choices.
I'm down to like just like when Heidi and I take pictures, I'm like, it's either one and done, or I'm like, we'll take three, and one of those will have to be it. And if none of those are good, then that's just it's the way life should be,
All right.
you know.
When people take 20, it's like, oh, great. Well, those aren't getting sorted out until my next flight.
I know. I almost think like it would be a cool feature if the phone limited how many pictures you could take a day.
Oh,
You know.
that would never fly.
Well, of course not. It sounds stupid as I'm saying it out loud, but like there's a weird part of me that thinks I would be happier or appreciate pictures more. And I would think to take more pictures of stuff because, like, oh, I still have like 15 pictures left today because I go weeks without ever taking a picture, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Can I tell you before you're going to your topic? This is just take a second. I told my brother this the other day. Is this actually happened? I had a tweet. I had written the tweet, and I was just reading it to proof it. And that's how long it got before I realized. Wait a minute, this is so stupid, and I didn't realize how dumb it was. But I tweeted, or I had typed out, um, for something like, a few hours ago I had McDonald's and I just farted and it smells way worse than when I ate it. And I was like, and as I'm proving it, I'm like,
what?
of course it does. It's a fucking fart. Like as I wrote it out, because it was based on a true story, but as I wrote it out, it didn't occur to me.
Well, what was your brain telling you before
My
you read it?
brain was telling me, "Oh my god, this is your McDonald's fart. That was your McDonald's you just farted out, and it
And it
smells
smells
fucking so
worse.
bad. You got to tell everyone that's following you on Twitter." And I was like, "Oh, that's not good for McDonald's when your farts smell worse than the food."
Right. The only time you'd be worried as a restaurant is if the opposite were the case.
Huh?
Like, hey, we know this food smells like shit, but when you fart later, it'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, or it'll be a little better
It'll
than
be a
when you
little
ate it.
better. It just needs the process, the digestive process to
Yeah.
really bring out the flavor. I think that's a perfect tweet, and I think that's exactly what Twitter is for. And I think I would have definitely retweeted that.
All right. Well,
So
I'm going to make
fire
you
it
put your
off.
money where your mouth is. I'm going to tweet
That's
it.
100% guarantee. I also just love this is not my topic, but like everyone's sort of complaining about Elon Musk taking over Twitter. I guess he's firing everybody or whatever. I gotta say, it's very entertained by Twitter these days. I love all the people pretending to be other people and like you don't know if anybody's the real whoever. It's great. It's chaos.
Huh?
I mean, I don't know if it'll last, but just enjoy it while it lasts because it's very fun.
Who was it? Was it you? I think it was you. It was either you or Tom Clark that tweeted basically what you just said.
Yeah, I
And
did.
I'm on Twitter so little that I saw your tweet and I had to Google, what's going on with Twitter
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I just was like, I
I
knew
mean,
he
that's the
bought
thing
it,
is
but I didn't know about that.
an average, a good person with a real life would have no idea, what's going on. It's all for just people who are like very into Twitter. But this was like a big Twitter time for me because there's like NFL's going on, so I'm glued to it on Sundays, and then all these the midterms. So it's like
Yeah,
definitely like
yeah,
on there, refreshing to like get results. So
yeah.
I was loving it. I was like, great, bring on the chaos, bring on the fake companies, the people pretending to be George W. Bush, all this shit. I think it's hilarious. So
What was some of the funny ones that you saw?
the one was George W. Bush was like, I miss murdering Iraqis or something. And then there's a Eli Lilly is a big pharmaceutical company, and they were like, they got the check mark, this fake one. They're like, Eli
Yeah.
Lilly was like, hey, everybody, insulin's free now, or
Oh, yeah. I
and then
read
they're
an
like
article
stock
about that.
price tanked and like all this shit what happened, and they had to apologize, and it was amazing.
That's
It was
funny.
amazing. So keep it coming, I say, but we'll see if it
Yeah.
lasts.
Did they correct that glitch or no? Or not glitch, but
Well,
error?
they keep going back and forth on it. So like, um, I don't even know. I don't know.
Huh.
I'm not verified, and I'm not going to pay $8 a month to be verified. So I'm not sure where it's landed.
I
Uh,
know comics that make a big deal of that aren't verified. I want to see if they are paying. Anyway, all right. So
yeah,
what's your
well, that's
topic?
going to be the new thing. It's like anybody, if that lasts, and if that does become the norm, then like it's going to be the opposite effect where you used to think people were cool if they had the thing. Now you're going to be like, oh, this fucking dork is paying
Yeah.
$8 a month
Pay.
for a little check. It's
Yeah.
how embarrassing. Okay, here's my topic, and we have to kind of go quick because we're doing this show after this.
Oh yeah, because he'll be here in what 3 minutes?
Yeah,
Is he
he doesn't have the.
regularly late or no?
I know. I'll text him and tell him we'll be a little bit late. But here's my topic, which is it just this will be a week late for you guys, but the world just saw it. But Donald Trump announced that he's running for president again, 2024, and like I feel like the consensus from both the public and the pundits. It's all this sort of like because of the results of the previous election. Oh, it was bad for Trump, and the party's moving on, and they're gonna pick this guy in Florida. He'll be better, and Trump's old news. He's toxic, and I'm like, I cannot believe that everybody is falling for it again. Where we're all just gonna go, oh, he can't win. There's no way. He's not gonna. He's gonna get arrested, or he's gonna like. How much evidence do you need that this guy will never suffer any consequences for anything he does ever in his life,
All right.
and that he will run for president again? I'm sure he'll get the nomination again, and it will be very close. It will probably take everyone doing like using every ounce of your strength as a citizen to keep him from getting elected again. It will, I guarantee it'll be very close. And again, we have to go quick, but all the like people are like, oh, well,
We have 2 minutes.
yeah,
Let's bring up Donald Trump is running for president again.
I'm sorry. It's stupid, but this is my topic. But like, okay, this is my main point is that people are like, and you'll relate to this because we're both road comics and we drive through the country and
Yeah.
we see the
We
world,
see the people others
the
only
nation.
hear about.
We see these horrible people in their natural habitats. And everyone's like, oh, people are just going to switch to this Ron DeSantis, right? It's like, imagine the dude going, you know what? This Trump, I don't know. Maybe he's full of baloney. Then he has to walk out to his silo and take down his 400-foot Trump flag that's been flying for the last 6 to 8
Yeah.
years and go, what am I going to do with this? And just, I don't know, put it away, keep it, sell it on eBay or something. Like these people aren't just going to switch, and just get a 400-foot DeSantis flag. You know what I mean? They're in it for life.
Yes. Yes, but if that's yes, but you're talking about like the diehards.
Yeah, but that's
And
who decide at least the primaries are usually the diehards.
yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, let's not do this whole thing. We've done it like 50 times now where we buried this dude saying that's it. He's
Oh yeah,
done.
so you're
Peop
you need back up on saying people need to stop assuming he doesn't have a shot,
I think
right?
like we have enough evidence at this point to where everyone should assume not only does he have a shot, he's probably like the favorite, or at least like going to be there in the end, and it will take a Herculean effort to beat him. I think that should be like the assumption, and like no one should just be like, rough night for the GOP in the midterms. This Trump is finished. Put a fork in him. He's done. You know,
Yeah.
that's my take.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
Okay.
It's funny because I thought when you sent your text saying, "Oh, Mike's ready for 10 or 8 my time." I didn't read that fully, so I thought we were starting it. So I was just down here watching the live coverage of his
Yeah.
thing, and luckily I saw your text. I was like, "I'll be there in 5 minutes." I was like, "Oh, good, I'm ready already." Anyway,
So
but
did
it
you
was just
watch
like,
it? So did you watch him?
my wife told me about what he said in there. I just kind of caught the end at the beginning. He was saying all this crap, but at the end it's just funny because Melania comes up and he, stands with her, and then they walk off. He like escorts her to walk off, and then she walks off. He stays on stage and just kind of basks in it and does his This is what I missed. This is why I really am doing it.
I watched some of it, and then I had to make dinner. But I was like, it was not. It was like I don't. He's not entertaining when he's like just doing. You can tell they wrote like you got to read this. This is the talking. Stick to this. Just read this. Don't go. Like I gotta see him go full crazy. That's when it's entertaining. When he starts ripping on people and going
Yeah.
racist rants.
Yeah.
Like this is no fun. Him just kind of dryly talking about what a hellhole America is. Anyway, look, you're backing me up. You get what I'm saying. It's just a quick reminder to people like he's not done. You're going to have I think we want it to be. I think that's the thing. It's like a lot of us just don't want to, like a lot of people were telling me like, oh, he's not going to run again or he doesn't want to run. I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
He will not. He'll run this time. He'll run the next time.
Yep.
He'll run until he's dead in the ground. And even then, like he might, it'll be Don Jr. or something.
Ugh.
So that's buckle up. That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's it.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening. You have anything you got to plug? I do want to. I want to plug 2. I'm at Omaha this coming weekend, 25th and 26th. This coming weekend from when this is released, Omaha Funny Bone, 25th, 26th, and I'm in Madison at the Comedy on State on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the 23rd. The early show's already sold out, so go to they opened up a 10 o'clock show. It's the Kevin Bozeman and Friends show.
Oh man,
that
would be fun.
Sell out.
That would be fun to go to. I'll be at the Angel of the Winds Casino December 1st, Thursday, and then December 4th, Sunday. I'll be in Bellingham, Washington. I cannot remember the name of the venue, but I'll put it on my website soon. And that's where I went to college, so maybe some old college friends. There you go. All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody, for listening to
The Cavalry.
Cavalry.